NF, you have been blessed. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back. It's me, Rosalie. Welcome to the Ultimate World Music Reaction Channel. It is time for some more NF. I'm working my way through the journey. I'm trying to explore some of his older work just to get to know him as an artist, his music, understand the meaning behind the different songs. And very, very soon I'm going to be diving into some more of his new and more recent work. But I'm excited to check out Wake Up today. NF is an American singer-songwriter, rapper. He is very impressive in my opinion with how he raps, but more important, how he raps, but also how he doesn't cuss and doing all of it, has substance in his lyrics, and a lot of the things he raps about are relatable. It's real and it's raw, which is cool because my channel is all about real talk and real reactions. And then you guys let me know once I started checking out NF that he actually talks about real music. So that's really, really cool. Haha. I'm gonna check it out, NF Real. As always, like, share, subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump in. Let's do this. Oh, and this song, by the way, over 28.9 million. Crazy. Put out 2015. 28.9 million. Whew. That boy. Homeboy's on the couch. That ain't good.
You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape.
And we're hearing him sing.
'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake. If you'd open your eyes, then maybe you'd see what's at stake. You're sleeping. You're sleeping. You make a lot of money and you live in a mansion and pretty much got everything that you could ever imagine. But you feel like even though you got everything in the world, you got nothing. So what you do then is you start going backwards. You run in a direction and you looking for something that isn't real. No, you know is that you just gotta have it. What you doing is sleeping and thinking that you're awakening and not. And the problem is that you don't know what you're after. So you put everything that you have into what you do, hoping that one day maybe you don't have to feel like you're empty. But as you get older, a lot of weight in your shoulders is getting heavy. Then you look back and you start to regret things. You only get one life, and every time you look into yours, you feel like everything you have is a waste. And the problem and the reason you can never feel a hole in your life is because you were never awake. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake. But feel like you never got up and go to work and you feeling like you ain't got a purpose. And you trying to get motivated, but everything you do turns into a mess, like you ain't nothing but worthless. And yo, you look around, a lot of these other people you looking at, to you describe as perfect. So you point a finger at God and tell him to do his job and fix your life up, cause nothing is working. And you would try to hide it and make it seem like it's nothing, but really you feel like everything is crashing around you. And you developed a problem in trusting in other people, which later became an issue that would mentally pound you. You only get one life, but every time you look into yours, you feel like all you ever see are mistakes. And the problem and the reason you can never move forward in life is because you were never awake. Wake up. You spend your life in a dream that you can't.
Oh, y'all, man, it's hard. I don't want to stop. I don't want to ruin it. Guys, I made it through like the last 2-3 NF songs without crying. Oh, dang it. I wasn't ready. I thought this was just another, like, I mean, none of them are just another, to be honest. None of his songs are just another. But the last 2 or 3, they were cool, they were dope, but it didn't hit deep like that. I mean, it was good, and it was powerful, and it was fun to react to, but I was able to kind of, I think, separate myself a bit emotionally. But then he comes with those songs that are just so personal. I love the fact, though, that you hear all of it in his songs. His singing, his rapping, the substance of his lyrics. We'll talk about those in the end. At first, I thought it was a couple where the man was sleeping in the bed, woman on the couch, which may still really be the case because it looks like a split home here. But it could also be different people's lives. I feel like that's kind of well done, right? It could be different people who are asleep and miserable in their own lives, or it could be that family that where there's, you know, the parents are fighting and there's divorce and the kids and the, you know, separation and just life.
Escape.
Dang, man. Jeez, NF. You have been blessed. I love the fact that he does not shy away from talking about the hard stuff. Really cool to see the progression in the video of this young couple. Again, I think couple sleeping separately, her in the bed, him on the couch. Family with the kid, the mother looking at what I think would be her son, right? Going with the dad, split home. Seeing her part of it, where she's angry, where she's shattering the vase, her living in a nice house, NF referring to the mansion that they live in, making money, living in a mansion, and then on the flip side, that a man living in what looked like more of a rundown, not necessarily rundown, but very simple home, right? There was a comparison, to me at least, there was a change in scenery, a very fancy home, high-tech, modern, to just kind of very simple, not a lot of wealth. That to me was a contrast. Then seeing her scream, throw the vase, and in the bathtub just screaming, right? You're underwater, you can't breathe, you're letting it out, but nobody can hear you. And then in the end, seeing them having gotten older, the boy being a grown man, that mom and dad being old people. Just seeing life passing by. And even NF talking about it in the lyrics, you got that one life. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape because you live your life in a coma, you're never awake. Interesting way to also open the video up with people waking up. If you'd open your eyes, that maybe you'd see what's at stake. Then maybe you'd see what's at stake. You're sleeping. You make a lot of money, you live in a mansion, pretty much got everything that you could ever imagine, but you feel like even though you got everything in the world, you got nothing. So what do you do then? Is you start going backwards. You running in a direction and you're looking for something that isn't real. Interesting, right? So when you're asleep and you feel dead inside or in a coma, instead of going forward, you're going backward, looking for something that isn't real. All you know is that you just gotta have it. Almost like we defeat our search for meaning by trying to look for it in the meaningless. We defeat our longing for life by filling our mind with things that bring death. We look for a way to quench our thirst by drinking things that just make us thirstier. Thinking that you're awake and you're not. The problem is you don't know what you're after, so you put everything that you have into what you do, hoping that one day maybe you don't have to feel like you're empty. But as you get older, a lot of weight on your shoulders is getting heavy, and you look back and you start to regret things. You only get one life. What a wake-up call. I think this is some of the things, the way that he was rapping and screaming, wake up, that cathartic plea, that plea of desperation. That's one of the things I'm learning and loving, appreciating about the rock and metal community, is that they're not afraid to talk about those hard topics and scream about them and let it out. And this is something I appreciate about NF, and where I see a parallel. He's talking about the hard and real things. He's not afraid to address it, and it's this plea, wake up, we've got this one life. Instead of living in a dream or looking in places where we're not going to find the answers to our questions, we're not going to find we're not going to find life. Right? We're screaming underwater in the bathtub. We're screaming in that car at closed doors where nobody can see and hear us because, God forbid, people see how we're hurting and broken. You know, and it's so relatable. I think many of us can relate. That's why many people love NF, and it was ministering and touching me because sometimes I go through the motions. I have a very blessed life, you know. I'm working hard. I'm trying to build things for myself and my children. For my husband, my children. I'm trying to work hard. I'm trying to build things for myself, for my family, my marriage, my children. And it's hard work, but there are so many days where, even subconsciously sometimes, if I'm not paying attention to it, there's this underlying feeling of it's not good enough, this feeling of emptiness, this feeling of feeling like you're failing. You try to hide, make it seem like it's nothing. You really feel like everything is crashing around you, and you developed a problem in trusting in other people, which later became an issue that would mentally pound you. Interesting too, talking about mansion, talking about having a hard time trusting, right? Hiding behind those walls, fear, anger, and that becoming something that enslaves you. You only get one life, but every time you're looking at yours, you feel like all you ever see are mistakes. And the problem and the reason you could never move forward in life is because you were never awake. And then back in the end, you spend your life in a dream you can't escape because you live your life in a coma. You're never awake. And what's dope and cool about NF, and that's something that inspires me when it comes to writing songs and dealing with things, is that he doesn't just pose the problem and deal with the problem and then go, oh, here's the easy fix. Oh, and let's also end with hope, right? Sometimes I feel like in my songs or when I work through things, I have to work through it quick and I have to get to the answer right away, and I have to make sure that if I present the issue, I also have to conclude with the solution. But life is not that simple, and it's hard work to work through some of these things. And sometimes it's necessary to talk about that issue and to work through them. And I always believe there's hope. I always want to hope and believe that there is hope and an answer in the end, somehow, some comfort. But you don't have to, we're not going to always find it immediately. And sometimes it will be very shallow, very superficial if we rush there, if we don't take the time to really work through the hard questions and to deal with. Let's talk about the coma. Let's talk about being asleep. Let's talk about that emptiness for a while. And let's stay in this place. Even from a psychological, therapeutic standpoint, let's stay in this place. I'm not talking about being sucked into it and being consumed by it and being defeated. No. But I'm talking about allow yourself to feel that as you can work through it. Sometimes we want to get through it so quick, we don't deal with it. And then we think we found the fix, only to find ourselves back in that place of anxiety and desperation, that coma, that sleep, because we didn't actually deal with it. We didn't actually have those hard conversations and go, why am I in this coma? Why do I keep finding myself asleep? Where are these voices coming from that keep telling me my life is built on mistakes and it's empty, and if I buy this, then I do that, then I'll be fulfilled, and if I reach this number, and if I manage this, then I'll be happy. But constantly that lingering sense of it's not enough, it's not enough. Sometimes we have to deal with that hardship and that those hard feelings and hard questions and stay in that place for a moment. And I believe that in that place where things are dark and rough, where we're screaming, where we're hurting, that comfort can come in. But when we just rush through it sometimes. And I know we don't always have time every single day to process and work through everything. I know not everybody has time to go find a counselor and a therapist. Sometimes it might just be helpful to have a friend, find a community, somebody where you can open up a bit. But it's so necessary because we live in a day and age where everything's microwave and everything's swipe and a few seconds faster. The reels are getting shorter, the stories are getting quicker, our attention span is getting shorter. And it's like, no wonder we're asleep. No wonder we're fat on fast food. No wonder we're so busy running from the deep issues that we now glorify wickedness, and we now say what is evil is good and what is unhealthy is fine, and everybody's supposed to accept it. It's backwards because we're not actually dealing with it. Instead of taking ownership for my issues and saying, I'm hurting, if I'm really honest right now, let me work through this. We go, oh, I'm fine, and you have to accept it. And actually, this is great. And we call what's unhealthy healthy, and what is broken whole. And we allow people to become role models and voices to a generation who don't love themselves, yet they want to be a voice of how to love yourself. They want to be a spokesperson for beauty and self-love when they don't love themselves and they're not dealing with their actual issues. And I think that's hard work, but NF does it so beautifully. What a powerful anthem, and what a cool mix to see his singing voice, to see his rap elements again, the fierceness, the fire. That got me this time, y'all. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, crap. No. I'm so sorry, y'all, where my audio changed. I had a little glitch there, but thank you for watching this with me. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what this song means to you. I'm excited to be on this journey. Don't you worry. My reaction to How Could You Leave Us is coming soon, as well as more of his recent work. Bear with me. Be patient. And if you want to jump the line, hop over to Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon and get that request up the list and get some merch. I got some real merch, like literally real, but also a real collection in the merch below. So if you dig NF and you're all about being real, there's a couple of t-shirts and stuff down there that you might like that I designed specially for all you real people. But I hope you guys know you're loved and you matter. Wake up. Have a blessed day, y'all. This was Rosalie. Till next time. Ayo!